Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel, where we delve into the mind of a hero. In this entry, we'll be taking a look at Forrest Gump, the fictional character from the 1994 movie of the same name. People with intellectual disabilities are often viewed by society as dumb and inferior. Hence, they encounter all sorts of discrimination and bullying. The movie chronicles the fictional story of one of such individuals, Forrest Gump, who, despite being deemed as stupid, sets out to do the unimaginable. Forrest grew up in Greenbow, Alabama, with his mother. His mother named him after a Civil War hero, General Nathan Bedford Forrest. Forrest is a man of many talents. This manifests in all the careers he ventures into throughout the movie as a footballer, a United States soldier, a ping pong athlete, a national celebrity, and a businessman. Forrest has an intellectual disability which makes him different from everyone else. Our first knowledge of this disability is during the mother's encounter with the principal, Mr. Hancock, when she wants to enroll him in school. The principal suggests that he needs to be in a special school because his IQ is 75, lower than that of the average child in the school. As a result of this disability, Forrest has a slower grasp of things than an average person. He is pretty naive. For instance, he doesn't understand that the father of Jenny Curran, his childhood friend, has been sexually abusing her. Instead, he assumes his touching and kissing is a sign of being a loving father. In addition, he doesn't understand when someone is being sarcastic or when they are trying to make a joke. Upon his return from Vietnam, he is given the Congressional Medal of Honor by the president, who jokingly whispers to him that he would like to see where he has been hit. Forrest unabashedly pulls down his trousers to show him the bullet wound in his buttocks. Also, after several attempts with no success in getting some shrimps, he asks Lieutenant Dan, his platoon commander, what they can do to change the situation. Dan sarcastically tells him that it seems he has to pray about it. He starts going to church on account of this and even joins the choir. However, Forrest has made up for these intellectual challenges with his smartness. He perfects and excels in everything he has set his mind to do. For example, during one of their training sessions in the Army, they are asked to put a rifle together. He's the first to get it done quickly, to the surprise of the drill sergeant. When he joins the football team, he makes his team proud and graduates from college as a champion. Leaving college does not mean he has left the sports world. After getting shot during their mission in Vietnam, he learns to play ping pong in the hospital. He gets so good at it that he moves from using it as a source of entertainment for other soldiers at the hospital to joining the All-American ping pong team. He is among the first Americans to visit China for a ping pong competition. This feat turns him into a national celebrity. This excellence also follows him during his time in the military. Because of his brave act of saving his colleagues in Vietnam during an ambush, he receives a Congressional Medal of Honor from the president. Forrest is a determined young man. After his dismissal from the Army, he decides to start a shrimping business because his friend Bubba has introduced him to the industry and asked him to be his partner after their mission in Vietnam. Despite the fact that Bubba has died in the mission, Forrest is determined to keep the promise. So with the money from his ping pong endorsement, he buys a shrimping boat. Even though shrimping turns out to be more challenging than he expected, he doesn't give up, but continues to show up daily. Selflessness is another character trait Forrest has exhibited. This is revealed in Vietnam when their platoon is ambushed and Lieutenant Dan asks them to pull back and run. He outruns everyone, but when he remembers his friend Bubba, he goes back to see if he's okay, even amid all the chaos coming from the airstrikes. On his way, he meets Tex, a fellow soldier who has been injured, grabs him up, and takes him to safety. He carries a lot of wounded soldiers to safety as he continues looking for Bubba. This selflessness also leads him to help the injured Lieutenant Dan despite his refusal. Unfortunately, Forrest is hit by a bullet in his buttocks in the process, but this doesn't deter him. He instead takes Lieutenant Dan to safety. When he orders him to stay back in the safe zone, he pushes him away to find Bubba. He succeeds in finding Bubba and takes him to a safe place as the airstrikes continue. It is this noble act that earns him his Medal of Honor. Correspondingly, He is philanthropic. When Hurricane Carmen strikes and destroys all shrimping boats except for Forrest's boat, they succeed in getting more shrimps after the storm, make a fortune from the shrimping business, and he decides to give part of it away. He donates some to the church for building construction and gives some to Bayou La Batterie Fishing Hospital. Then, still keeping to the partnership promise he has made to Bubba, he hands over half of his earnings from the business to Bubba's mother. Forrest is a stand-up guy. He exhibits this trait whenever Jenny seems to be in harm's way. For example, while visiting Jenny in her school, he sees her making out with a guy in the car, and thinking the guy is hurting her, he opens the car door and starts hitting him. He later apologizes to her on finding out he's wrong and gives her a box of chocolates. During Jenny's stage performance for a small audience, Forrest starts hitting some guys trying to harass her sexually. Similarly, when Jenny is slapped across the face by her boyfriend Wesley, the president of the Berkeley chapter of SDS, he steps in and beats him up. Furthermore, Forrest is an adorable man with a big heart. Even though he knows Jenny is with another man, he thinks about her a lot and hopes she's happy wherever she is. He names all his shrimping boats after Jenny. Despite Jenny's several rejections of his advances and keeping the knowledge of his child away from him, he welcomes her back with open arms and marries her, even with her illness. Evidently, Forrest has inherited his character traits from his mother. With his mother's upbringing, he makes something out of his life and does not let his disability define him. He inherited his cleverness from his mother as well. He acknowledges this trait in his mother when he mentions her turning their home into a boarding house for travelers and calls it a smart move. Forrest's mother is indeed smart, as she does everything possible to protect her son from a society that can oppress people who are deemed to be different, and also instills in him the notion that he can be anything he wants to be. She discovers earlier that he is different and can be an easy target for bullies like his schoolmates, who usually throw stones at him. Thus, she starts grooming him to not look down on himself. She refuses to take the principal's suggestion to take him to a special school. As a result, Forrest has to go to school with kids considered normal. This has propped up his self-confidence and smartness. Equally, Forrest's biggest encouragement is his mother. When he is given leg braces to fix his crooked spine, she tells him never to let anyone make him feel they are better than him. This becomes his guiding principle, as he spends his life being outstanding in everything he does. Aside from the fact that his selflessness has led to his becoming a philanthropist, her philosophy of life has also shaped his actions, as he quotes her a lot. Because she believes there is only so much wealth a man can own, he decides to give out a large chunk of his wealth. Also, she believes that moving forward in life should mean leaving your past behind. This leads him to start running around the country after Jenny has left his life to wean her out of his system. In addition, he is driven by the need to make the people he loves proud. On his first day in school, his mother tells him to do his best, and he promises to do so. In their first meeting with Lieutenant Dan, he tells Bubba that he hopes he doesn't let the sergeant down. He fulfills his promises by making both of them proud. One striking thing about Forrest is that he is a source of inspiration. As a little boy, he becomes friendly with Elvis Presley, a young man who lodges in their boarding house and plays the guitar. Forrest dances to the tune of this guitar with his wobbly movement due to his leg braces. Elvis incorporates these movements into his performances on stage, and the dance style becomes a masterpiece of some sort for him. Forrest seems to have these special powers to change the lives of people he comes across, and sometimes without even trying hard. Having lost his legs during the Vietnamese mission, Lieutenant Dan has been consumed by depression and starts drinking away his life. Drawing Forrest closer to him changes the trajectory of his life. He joins Forrest in the shrimping business, gets some artificial legs, and then gets engaged. Forrest has inspired him to take another chance at life, which he does. Heartbroken by Jenny's exit from his life, Forrest starts running around the country for more than 3 years and becomes an inspiration to some people who join him in the aimless running. During this period, he inspires a man to get a bumper sticker slogan, and the man makes a fortune out of it. Also, he helps another man who has lost his money in the t-shirt business and wants Forrest's face on it. Unfortunately, the man doesn't have a camera, and neither does he know how to draw, so Forrest wipes his muddy face on the t-shirt. The imprint from this makes a smiley face on the t-shirt, leading to the birth of the iconic smiley face. The man goes on to make a lot of money from printing and selling the pieces. Regardless of his intellectual challenges, Forrest is very much self-aware. He understands how his challenges will affect his connection with others and their acceptance of him. He reasons that Jenny's rejection of his proposals might be because of his disabilities, so he tells her that although he is not a smart man, he knows what love is, and he will make a good husband. On meeting his son for the first time, the first question he asks Jenny is if he's a smart boy. He wants to know if his son has inherited his intellectual disabilities. This self-awareness has grounded his understanding of his self-concept. When people ask if he is stupid, his response, "Stupid is as stupid does," is profound. By saying this, he means they should not judge him by his appearance, but by his actions. Furthermore, Forrest is socially conscious. He understands what it means to be discriminated against and be bullied because of being different. Even after the desegregation of their school, white students still do not want to have anything to do with the black students that have come to their school, but Forrest behaves differently towards them. As one of the black students mistakenly drops her notebook while entering the school building, Forrest picks it up for her. He is also the only student that follows the black students inside the school to the chagrin of his football coach. When it comes to understanding life, Forrest is quite insightful. He understands what is acceptable and what is not. When Jenny tries to defend her abuser Wesley by saying he doesn't always mean it when he hits her, Forrest knows that she has no business being in an abusive relationship, so he lets her know that he would never hurt her. Forrest's behavior and accomplishment challenge our criteria for measuring intelligence. Even though he is not book smart, he is intelligent in his own right. Throughout his life, Forrest takes up many roles ranging from a football star, a war hero, a celebrity sportsman, a shrimping boat captain, a wonderful father to Forrest Jr., and a good husband to Jenny. He is successful in all of them through providence. This is a man that has been considered stupid. While fictional, Forrest Gump is truly an inspiring character. His is a story of determination, tenacity, kindness, and love. He doesn't let people's views of him define him. This attitude to life becomes a source of motivation in every aspect of his life. Through providence, he moves from being a rejected stone to picking the stone thrown at him to build a mansion, and this makes him an outstanding success in life. So what do you think of Forrest Gump? Let me know in the comments below, along with any other characters you'd like to see here.